Doman, of course, makes his first start here this afternoon against New Mexico.
Now you see Brandon Doman on the season, hasn't seen a lot of action. Did lead the Cougars to 3 second-half touchdowns against Colorado State 15 days ago in the Cougars' last ball game. Second down at 29, and for the first time, Doman to the air, and it's complete. Luke Staley making the catch, and they don't want to put their young quarterback in. Third down at 26. Doman with some pressure, rolls away from it, gets away from another man, and runs back across field. Gets out of bounds near the 30-yard line, up under center. He gives to Jared Baxter, his big fullback, and 3 wide receivers. Back to pass, has some pressure, ball's on the ground.
Rush here in the first quarter.
Third down and 6, Doman to the air. He hits Mike Rigel, but not enough.
Maybe things have slipped a little bit. Do you get that sense, or is it that other teams have just gone out and improved their programs?
It's a combination of both, honestly. We've got with the church, we've got the ability to recruit nationwide, and the talent, and I think there's more.
Doman on the option play, cuts it up. He's deep into Lobo territory.
Let's get Doman in the game and run the option with him next week. And here we see it. I'll give everybody a hard time for that one. What a great play.
Now Brandon Doman, an option quoted all back in 1995, winning the state championship for the Eagles. Doman, wide open. His tight end, Tavita Ovengalwe's called down. Backs in the I formation. That's Snowden at fullback. Staley gets the pitch, looking for the promised land, and he's in there. Touchdown, Brigham Young. So the Cougars with the ball. It's now 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. Here's the handoff.
Doman, pretty good protection. Now it breaks down, back to pass, floats out to his right side, launches it downfield, got a man down there. Margin Hooks with a beautiful catch as Hooks and Mike Rigel collide to pass Eric Drage for #1 on the all-time list. Little dump out in the flat. This is Luke Staley. Staley around the corner, still fighting for daylight, down inside the 5 here. McDonald, the deep man in this formation. The handoff will go to Brian McDonald, and McDonald will walk into the end zone. Touchdown. This kickoff will sail deep to David Christensen. Field about his own 7-yard line. Christensen showing a burst to Solo. Gets outside. And he could go on this one. Looks like maybe a Lobo has an angle on him right at midfield. David Christensen, thoughts on that?
You know, I think a lot of it is just misinformation. Trust me, there's not a guy more into the game than Lavelle Edwards.
BYU went to more than that in the 90s, which was generally considered kind of a down decade for the Cougars.
Exactly. I mean, came back to Utah. I'm good friends with Steve Young. He and I were freshmen together.
Lavelle's really kind of a second father to a lot of these players.
Yeah, we obviously have a really unique defense is playing.
Well, the penalty against BYU sets them back to their own 41-yard line. It was an illegal block in the back, and here's Brandon Doman going right back to work. BYU 19 seconds to work with here until halftime. Doman rolling out to his left under some pressure. That ball might have been tipped to the line of scrimmage. Throws out. Hodgman sets his feet, sends this kick skyward. On the way, fans like it, and it's good.
Wide receiver set for the Lobos as they spread it out. Kamano drops the ball, and the Cougars on it. BYU
saved 7 points.
Backs in the I formation. Doman again, misdirection. He's got a receiver wide open. It's the tight end, Ovengalwe, and he's inside New Mexico. The Cougars a 2 tight end set this time. Backs in the I. Here's the handoff to Staley, and he's got a big hole, and Staley picks up 9 or 10 yards, gets inside. So 1st and 10 Cougars. Brandon Doman to the air again. Again, it's complete to Ovengalwe, and he stretches for that first down marker to the left. There's the fake into the line. Now Doman gets some pressure back there. Goes to the 10-yard line, complete to Luke Staley, who takes a hit. And they're going to mark him out of bounds at the 3-yard. BYU in a power set. The handoff goes to Luke Staley. Looks to get to the outside. Now dives into the end zone. Touchdown, BYU.
I knew what could be done, and we were kind of locked into a system that would, in my mind, needed some upgrading, some updating, and we were pretty reluctant to do that. But
time running down in the third quarter. BYU trying to add to that 11-point lead. Here's a quick pass to Margin Hooks. Mono from the shotgun. Gets some pressure, and what's that going to be ruled? Is that a pass or a fumble? It's ruled a fumble. BYU left. Doman keeps the ball, gets his head nearly taken off, and now he breaks into the open and will score. Touchdown, Brandon Doman. Team, the score. Owen Potchman will squib this one along the ground, takes a bounce, and a BYU receiver or player has recovered it. That's going to be BYU's football. New Mexico just kind of watched that bound around.
To witness what's going on with Lavelle today.
Now here's Brandon Doman again. That's Ben Horton with the reception inside the 20-yard line. 10, BYU looking to extend an 18-point lead. Here's a handoff, this time to Brian McDonald. He breaks it out to the outside and gets 56-yarder. This one will be a 32-yarder. That's a little chip shot there for
with his passing consistency, and he's thrown some really precise passes tonight.
Here's a delay to Luke Staley, and Staley nearly breaks it. Lobo team in virtually every game this year.
Blitz coming, read by BYU. Quick hitter out to Margin Hooks, and Hooks breaks a couple of tackles, still on his feet, and he'll be knocked out.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Doman go the distance tonight.
Doman across the middle. He's got a man there. That's Jonathan Pittman. Pittman inside the 30-yard line, down near the to let Owen Potchman try this field goal. It's on the way. 32-yarder for Potchman.
So, a lot of speculation here with the new coach being named. How many of these assistants are going to remain with the BYU program?
Brandon Doman, what a great job to get away from the pressure. Somehow gets that pass off complete down near the thrust. Even the most vocal BYU critics. Doman, naked bootleg, gets the pass out into the flat, got a man there. That's Gabriel Reed, backup tight end, and Reed still on his feet inside the 10-yard line. For this one, waiting for the fireworks and festivities after the ball game. Run straight ahead for the Cougars for a first down. Fans not wanting to miss this one. Give straight ahead as to Marcus Whalen. Whalen put another score on the board. The pitch is to McDonald. McDonald gets inside the 35-yard. The ball here is they're going to tack off the penalty, and BYU gets fourth down over again. They give us to Ned Stearns out of the back, and KBYU. Staff put together at the last moment, and they have done an outstanding job. Many of them, their first the next few months on BYU television and KBYU. Skinner's going to take a knee here, and guess what? That'll do it, folks. Lavelle Edwards gets his 27th victory against the New Mexico Lobos. More victories against New Mexico than any other team he has faced.